Hi everyone and welcome to our video tutorial today on our scheduled reports feature. This is a great tool which allows us to automate reports to be sent to various users within the New Book system. For those of you who also have companies or travel agents set up, you can also send automated reports through to them as well. The feature can be found in the main menu search in the top left by locating scheduled reports. This really is a feature that once you've set up, New Book will essentially continue to run automatically in the background every day. However, you can head back to the screen if you decide you want to add in additional automated report options. When you are on this page, you will see a list of existing ones that have been set up, where you'll be able to see what report it's sending, how it is sending, how often and what period it's actually sending for, and when it's next due to roll, and who it's actually sending it through to. To add a new scheduled report into New Book, you simply select Add Scheduled Report in the top right, which will bring you to a full list of every report available for you to utilize in New Book. If I wanted to locate my transaction flow report and schedule this weekly to my accountant, I can locate my flow report, click into here, and it will bring me to the Add Report page. You'll see it's automatically inserted the name of the report. I would always recommend placing a easy to identify name within this so that when it is sent, the person who's receiving it understands what it's for. As an example, I'm going to say weekly. We then have our various report setting options where we can say how we want to actually send it through to this particular person. So PDF, if they want to download it and potentially print it off or save it on their computer, CSV, or Excel if they would like to export it as well. Report settings is an important area to look at. When you click on this, it actually allows you to configure the period of time that you're wanting to report on. So in this scenario, we're going to say week, and if there were any custom report options that we wanted to configure within here, we could also take a look at the advanced options relating to the flow report and make those adjustments within here. Once we save, we can then head down to our column configuration tab, which actually allows us to configure what columns we want to display within the report that we send to this particular person. It is important to mention that if users have their own custom report configuration settings that they have gone in and configured themselves, they will actually receive the reports based on those configuration options. We then select what reporting period, so if it's the current week, previous week, or future week that we have, we need to select our options here. There is an additional feature here as well for reporting period offset, which is helpful if you're wanting to send yourself automated reports for previous weeks. So as an example, if I wanted to send myself a weekly report from 2 weeks ago, I would set my reporting period offset to 2. So it will know to send me not last week's, but the week before. Alternatively, leave it on 1 and it'll send last week's. For the standard automated reporting sending options, we then head to the bottom tab here, which allows us to select what the sender email address will be sent as. If you click into here, it will show any that are registered against the instance. We also have under here an email template. So this is essentially what template do you want to attach along with the actual report itself. We then say how often is this sending. So if it is something that we do only want to send once a week, we can say 1 week, and then we set when in the future we actually want this to start sending from, and we can also select what time of the day it's going to be sent. Lastly, we have our recipients, which we simply click on our address book on the right, and you'll see it shows what areas of New Book it can actually trigger automated reports to. As long as you have got an email address registered against your username, you will be able to select yourself as a recipient. Once you click on here, you can continue to add additional people that are listed as users. You simply need to search and select those names within here. Once you're happy with your selection, you can then close out of that area and then select Save. That will then generate our scheduled report that will automatically start sending as of the 13th of March at 8 a.m. When you create a scheduled report, you do have the ability to duplicate this. So if you wanted to send a similar report to a different user, but with slightly different settings, you could simply duplicate this, update the appropriate fields. As an example, we might want to send a monthly one, update out of report options, change the dates here and save. And if everything else remains the same, simply store that by saving. If we head back to our scheduled reports page as well, you will always be able to see when the next run date is due to be sent for that particular report. When we do automate these as well, you can actually click into these and you will be able to view all of the contact that has been automatically sent to those users within the system. That does bring us to the end of our video tutorial today on scheduled reports. Again, if you do have any further questions on this feature, you can always click into the question mark icon in the top right page, and that's going to give you some additional information about the feature. Alternatively, you can always reach out to our support team.